thank you very much, everybody, for joining here tonight. And yeah, as we said, we want to start talking about it. It's still a little bit time to go, but just wanted to use the opportunity to get everybody together and talk a little bit about what we have planned, the details, and yeah, everything that you need to know about Georgia. We'll start with a quick introduction round for those who are here. I myself, I'm Monica. Some of you, actually, yeah, you have, I think most of you have met me before. I live in Dubai. I'm German by nationality, and a few years ago decided to turn my passion into a business, and I started working with horses in a very free, open way, where we help people but also respect the horses at the same time. And it's a method that was actually created by Christina. Ira, is that you? So not loud. Can you maybe go on mute for a second? Thank you.
But I
can't. Because there's some background noise right now. Thank you. Yeah, it's a method that was created by Christina. Christina is also German. She studied psychology in Germany and then moved to Ecuador and has been working with horses ever since there, and started developing her method, which is where Maria has also been trained in, and also Rania is at the moment doing the course. She also would like to learn how to work in the same way with horses. And yeah, Maria will be coming with me to Georgia. Yeah, I'm very happy. We did the retreat last year together and we'll be hosting it again this year. Maria, do you want to say a few words? Wait, you have to unmute.
Yes, here I am, unmuted. Hello.
Okay.
Wait.
I'm on mute now. Yeah, just wanted to say hi, everyone from Spain, where I am currently now. But again, I live in Dubai for almost 9 years now. And well, I work in marketing for restaurants, but I also work with the horses. And I started in this amazing journey with the Reiki, which I used it to work on self-healing for myself. And then it became something that people was asking me to do. So I did Reiki. I do Reiki for people, for horses, and then I studied horse-guided empowerment, which is absolutely amazing. And it came to me in the perfect moment in life. So, and I ended up working in Dubai with Monica in the center of the APD, where we work with different people working on different emotional traumas. And I specialize in Reiki, in sound healing, which we use with the horses, and then of course in horse guided empowerment. So in the retreat, I will be co-leading with Monica and doing all the meditations, the sound healing, surrounded by the beautiful herd of 70 plus horses, I believe now. And then well, we at the end we really, Monica and I, we just combine all our knowledge, because Monica is also sorry, I cannot say it in English now. I'm in Spanish with the Spanish mode. She's also certified in embodiment, which is a method in which we use a lot the body to again communicate with ourselves, to connect in a deeper level. And then in the vast plains of Vashlovani National Park, where we will be, and the horses and everything, it really helps a lot to slowly unfold the layers, to peel them off, and then to really go inwards. So lovely to meet you all.
Thank you, Maria. Yes, and then we have Ira. Ira is the one who knows the horses best. It was through her that we actually found this really cool location. Ira, do you want to introduce yourself quickly? Where are you now?
Yes, hi. Yes, I'm Ira, and I'm in Berlin at the moment. I'm native German. but have been traveling back and forth to Georgia and to the horses since 2005. Actually, I have 3 horses in Sosso's herd now. I think Sosso knows them the best. He has 74 horses now in the herd. They are growing every year because he also has a stallion who does a good job, and it's breeding horses. And yes, they live a really peaceful horse life there. It's really different from the lifestyle we know from Western horse keeping. And that's what I really liked, and therefore decided to get a horse with Soso, first one, and now it's 3. And in exchange, I help Soso with his tours or with guests. And that's how we also got in touch with Monica. And because I always thought this environment in Vashlovani, which is really special because it's such an open meadow, and it's like the old area where horses in ancient times used to graze and live. It's dry grass area and no trees or hardly any trees, and it's how horses used to live in ancient times and how they are born, how they are meant to be. And in this area with no borders, also your mind really gets set free, in my opinion. And that's how I got the idea of enabling someone who has the power and knowledge, like Monica and Maria, to lead a group into this special experience with the herd. And this is the most focus, the main point in this journey is the herd of 74 horses that move and roam around freely in this area. And yes, that's how we tried the first time last year already, and it was really successful, really touching moments, and really interesting guests that were with us, and a really intimate surrounding and atmosphere. That's for my side.
Yes, thank you, Ira. No, it's always so lovely to come there. It's a very special place, and like you said, I also really like that freedom that we have there. This whole free space. It's very, very peaceful. Before I get too much into the details of this year, we have also Hala here, who actually joined us last year at the retreat. And I wonder, because I always think it's much nicer, rather than the organizers speaking about what they want to do, maybe to also hear a little bit the view from somebody who's been there themselves and experienced the retreat. Maybe you can try and explain a bit what this is about.
I can go on and on, so tell me when to shut up. Okay, so my name is Hala. I came on the retreat, it was less than a year ago. And I've been riding horses and introduced to horses just a couple of months ago. And then I came across the post on social media, and I'm like, oh my God, healing with horses, like that's like a dream for me, because I love the healing and the mental health aspect, and horses, like they've become my passion. So I'm like, definitely yes. And what I loved the most, that Monica called me and she's like, no, I need to speak to you on the phone first. And we had like a 20-minute call, and she's like, I need to make sure that you're ready for this, like, and you're the right person. And plus she cares a lot about the whole group, like to match in terms of the vibe and everything. And I really appreciated that, to be honest. And she was very transparent. And I felt just her energy, even through the messages, like her energy was amazing. So anyways, I'm like, I'm in. And we went there, and it was something else. By the way, like I'm most probably joining again. I wouldn't mind at all. It was so good. I was crying when we left. I was in so many tears when we left because I didn't want to go back. So basically, we were staying in a farmhouse 4 hours away from Tbilisi. You're away from the city and everything. You're in nature, just seeing the horses, the freedom, even that we were riding horses, the moment we were taking off the saddle of them and they're just like going free, it was an amazing feeling. So that was an amazing part of the journey. Another part is healing with the horses and daily workshops we've done. I've learned so much about my personality. Although I've done so many healing sessions and therapy sessions with therapists and everything, but the things that horses teach you, I just can't. Like, I really can't. And I know for sure that if I go again, I'll learn so many other things different from what I learned when I went there. I'll give you just a small example. For instance, can I reveal one of the exercises? So basically, it's about connecting with the horses. So we meet them for the first time. And the moment I wanted to connect with the horse, I went down. And then I remember Maria came to me and she's like, do you do that in your relationships? I'm like, yep, I do. And I was fascinated. I will never forget that lesson ever in my entire life, that I do actually sometimes lower myself in order to connect with other people. And the horse did not even connect with me when I actually lowered myself. However, the other time we tried the exercise, I didn't even come closer or whatever, the horse came closer to me. So this is just like a sample of the beautiful journey, honestly. I can't even stop talking about the food, the family we stayed with, like that's something else. That's something else, really. So that's my testimonial. I can go on and on and on, but I'll shut up now. Ira was amazing. Maria, the Reiki session was so beautiful. The sound healing, everything was so nice, to be honest. Like nothing. I remember that they wanted feedback. I'm like, there's nothing to improve. It's just so good, really. And yeah, they did not pay me, by the way, for all of this.
Thank you, Hala. Thank you. You're so kind.
Thank you. It was nice what you're saying. Actually, the group, I thought last year the group was very mixed. It was so many different personalities, but then also that's what made it so beautiful. Everybody was so different. But I think that's also what our work is a lot about, there is never a right or a wrong way. It's just about being yourself. That's the only thing that matters. And I don't know, that's my philosophy also in life. You know, we all have our own individual strengths and weaknesses and stories that we have to deal with. And we shouldn't compare ourselves to others. We just, this is really a journey to look within. Everybody will have their own experiences. The lessons you learn, like Hala said, are very different, very personal for everybody. And just like we give the horses a lot of freedom, we also like to give the people freedom. You know, if one day you feel like you don't want to participate, or this is too much, or you don't want to share in front of others, it's absolutely fine. Nobody is ever forced to do anything. We will offer a program. And of course, the idea is that we also do this journey in a group. This is a very small group. We have only 7 beds available. So it will be a small group. And of course, it gets very personal, but still everybody's always free to just be themselves and enjoy the journey and make the journey the way they want. And you want to add something? No, what we have planned in terms of program at the moment is actually very similar to what we had last year. So we meet first all in the capital in Tbilisi. Everybody takes their own flight from wherever they're coming from. We meet in a hotel, have the first dinner together where we meet each other and introduce ourselves to the group. And then after the first night, the next morning, we will be going to Vashlovani National Park, which is, like Hala said, it's about 4 hours journey. We go there all together in a small bus. And Ira, unfortunately, I don't know, are you joining this time, Ira? I'm not quite. The last time you were there, it depends always how Ira is working in Berlin. If she
No, I don't think I will be there this time, but the old crew, so will be there, and of course our cook and with Lila as well. Just me, maybe just dropping in for a Zoom call.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, the crew is, we have Soso, who owns the horses and the farmhouse where we're staying there, and usually has, at the moment, I think 1 person helping him with the horses. And then for the retreat, we will also have one mother with us. So she's a single mother living in Tbilisi, but she comes there, and through the work, through cooking and helping us, she actually earns a living for herself and her daughter. So that's also, and like Hala said, the food is the best. Everything is home cooked, fresh ingredients from the surrounding areas. And no, it's very, very nice. And last year she also gave us some cooking lessons in the evenings, because of course, yeah, it's autumn. So by October it will be autumn. It's a very typical European autumn. For those of you coming from Europe, you will know it. If you come from Dubai, it's actually cold when we get there. So the evenings are a bit cold, and we usually sit inside. The farmhouse is very basic, but it has everything you need. And after 2-3 days, you don't even realize. Actually, it's very nice, I think, also to come back to basics and notice how little we often need in life, and be away from all our gadgets and our laptops. And we still have cell phone reception, and if you want, you can still check your emails and your WhatsApps every day. You're not completely out of this world, but it becomes less important, I feel. And a lot of things become much less important when we're there, and we really have time to focus on what's important. And this year we're going to be there 4 nights in that farmhouse. It will be sharing rooms, so always 2 people per room, and then we also share the showers and the bathrooms, and have downstairs 1 kitchen living room area where we spend the evenings. There's the fire. This is where we all do all our sessions. In the morning when we wake up, we usually do some meditation and some movement activities to wake everybody up. Then we have breakfast, and then we go out to do different activities with the horses every day. Horse riding is not necessary. You don't need to be a horse rider to participate, but of course the horses are there, and whoever wants to can always take a horse and just go for a ride with Soso and experience what it's like. And I think most probably, depending a bit on who's there, we might also do a group ride together if everybody wants to join. We did that also last year, and it was really nice to just go all of us together and explore a bit the surrounding areas. But we can also take people by car if it's necessary. And do different activities in the group, individual, do some other coaching around it, but most of the coaching actually involves the horses. And the way, how do I explain? The way our coaching with the horses works is that we give the horses a lot of freedom and listen to what they have to say. And it's like Hala said, it's just revealing, because you come to the horses in such a natural way, you behave very naturally, you don't play a role, and they also don't ask you to play a role. They ask you to be very honest and very real. And that's how me as a facilitator, I get to see who you really are, and I can maybe pinpoint certain aspects that I see. And often what the horses also work with is a lot with body language. So we don't use spoken words with the horses. You might speak to the horses, of course, but then usually with an intention, and the horses will listen more to the tone of your voice than to your words, and of course understand what you're trying to say, again because of the tone, because of your body language. And that's really the whole magic behind it. It's just using their natural talents of looking at body language and communicating through body language. And then because their reaction is always very honest and immediate, they react immediately to you. Me as a facilitator, again, I can see that, and I can just observe the horse and see what he does in front of you to find out and maybe tell you things. What we also like to do a lot is sometimes take videos and then look at the videos together. That can also be really nice if you see yourself from an outsider's perspective. Seeing yourself from the outside might also show you things that you haven't maybe noticed before. You don't feel in that, or you don't notice in that moment. So that was some of the things that we do. And then of course, nice evenings together with good food and drinks and talking. And then we return back to Tbilisi on the last day all together, slowly returning back to civilization. We have a dinner together in the city, and then everybody goes back on their own flights.
Is that Saturday, or when do we return?
Exactly. We come back to Tbilisi on Saturday evenings, so then Sunday everybody can fly back. Usually a lot of flights are like early morning, and then you should be back Sunday at home. So Monday you can go back to work if you have to.
Mhm.
I want to add as well that, of course, for the retreat, we are adding a generic objective for everybody to work on. But of course, what we do is we will hand over to you a notebook, and we'll give you as well written exercises so that you will be doing every day, and we will guide you through it to also not only use our emotional part, but also, I mean, the external part of our body, also to go within and think about it and work in a deeper level, no? When you write things, so we do also art therapy, and we do different things. But basically, sometimes you go with one objective, but then you find out that you have something else that you need to work on, and this is something that can happen very easily in our retreats. So, and again, the program is not defined by a very specific guideline on which every day something is focused on a very specific task. Everything is focused to unlock whatever you need to unlock. So whatever is needed to really work on, it will naturally flow that way. And this is what we do. So Monica and I, we are really just guiding you and helping you to find the root of what you want to change or what you want to work on, or even to discover this little thing that haven't clicked enough, or that is not working properly in your life, or this change that you are afraid of. Maybe you think is because of one reason, but then you discover something else. So we give you the tools through different activities to help you to really understand what is it that you need right now, right? And yeah, and again, the group is very different. Last year we had Hala was the youngest in the group, I believe. So it's a very mixed group. But again, when we are there, all the activities and everything is totally accessible and perfect for everybody. So it doesn't really feel any type of age difference or anything. And yeah, it's very free. As Monica said, we work with the horses only from the ground, and the riding is just a plus for whoever feels that they really want to canter wild in the vast plains. But the core objective of the retreat is to work from the ground, to actually as well ground ourselves, to allow our body and emotional part to just release where it needs to go. And yeah.
I have a question, maybe to Monica.
Yes.
So the original was supposed to take place in, I don't know, when was it actually, in June or something?
Yeah,
May. Yeah.
Exactly. And what made you change your mind to offer it now? What has changed? Because I was ready to go in May. I have still to see, because I have an event until the 10th in Italy. I have to see how to get there then to Georgia. So I cannot 100% confirm yet. But I would like to know what makes you change your mind now.
Yeah, no, we always had the two dates planned, May and October, because May is basically, it was the last weeks before the horses go for the summer to the mountains. At the moment, they're up in the mountains, which is more difficult to get to. And then the week before we come, they will return back to Vashlovani National Park, where we have the farmhouse. So those 2 dates were always booked. And yeah, May would have been beautiful. What happened was, of course, the war in Ukraine that we did not expect at all. I think when we were talking, it was January, February, it was before. Everything seemed so nice, and very quickly the situation changed. And by April, yeah, like a month before, we were talking, what do we do? Do we go? Do we not go? It was very unclear at the time how the situation is evolving. I mean, to be honest,
it's still unclear.
It is still unclear, and we'll never really know what happens in October. I think the difference now is that, and it's maybe bad to say it, but people are getting more used to it. In the beginning, it was a bit of a shock, and everybody was scared. And most people who said they're coming, they then suddenly were not sure if they want to come. It is still an unpredictable situation, if you ask me, but it feels like Georgia will not be affected.
Mhm.
And of course, yeah, we are supporting a lot of small businesses over there. That also now, if we keep away and keep not giving the business, they also suffer, and actually they have nothing to do with it. Ira has recently, 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, you were there. So you've experienced firsthand what it's like in Georgia. You want to tell us also about the situation on the ground?
Oh, I have been there 3 times now since the war broke out. Yes, I mean it's a horrible situation in Ukraine, but my unscientific opinion is that Putin did the same to Georgia in 2008 already. This is unfortunately something Europe forgot completely, because the awareness in 2008 was not the same as we have for Ukraine now. And but he did exactly to Georgia what he did to Ukraine in 2008. So in my opinion, he's completely done with Georgia. Also, Georgian government is said to be Russian friendly. Russia has put several countries on an unfriendly list. France and Germany are on this unfriendly list, including USA, of course. But Georgia is not on this list. Why is that? The government tries to somehow leverage between we want to become European Union members but we don't want to get our big neighbor mad. So in my opinion, they handle it quite well. And also there is no danger that there will be a sudden attack whatsoever, because apparently some of the troops that were posted in South Ossetia and Abkhazia, which are the so-called unstable regions in Georgia, but they have been since 2000, since beginning of the 19th in Abkhazia, so 1950, 1940, and in 2008, Ossetia was attacked by Russia, and now he has like 2 footprints inside for quite a long time. And I think that's enough, because with this situation, they will never become a NATO member. And that's actually what he wanted. So there's nothing else to do in Georgia. So I've been traveling there back and forth. Flights go normal. I mean, of course, it feels sometimes strange that you allow yourself to have vacation when there's a war going on with lots of suffering, but this is not the question we are talking about here. It's a security question. It is absolutely safe. We had now 10 people on our horse drive, also international guests from all kinds of countries, Germany and Austria, Switzerland, Italy. So it was quite a mixed group as well, and it's completely safe. We regularly watch the Ministry of Affairs, Foreign Ministry of Affairs recommendation, and as long as they do not put some recommendation in the internet that says do not travel to Georgia, I think we are all really 100% safe.
Okay, good.
You can read in the German, I don't know where you're from, but the German Foreign Ministry has not any travel warning, and that's where also we orientate and inform our clients. And so it's unfortunately for Georgians really depressing to see another year after Corona crushing their tourism, because of course lots of people have, like, Georgia is something that is close to Ukraine, although they're 2,000 kilometers away from each other, and it's a completely different region. But of course, since Georgia is the neighbor, some people are really afraid. In my opinion, I just returned from Latvia, by the way, and was 6 kilometers from the Russian border. So it's really peaceful there, and there's nothing going on. So it's just, in my opinion, also some misinformation sometimes from, or like an atmosphere also created by media, in my opinion. But it's not fact-based. Fact-based is there are two regions where you do not even get close as a tourist, because no tourist would go to Abkhazia, and no tourist would come even close to the border to South Ossetia, which are the critical regions, and the rest of Georgia is completely fine and peaceful, safe.
So, Kerstin, answering your question, when you are leading a group of different people, and we don't have the knowledge as Ida has of the country and everything, at the end of the day is a lot of responsibility on our shoulders, and we didn't know what was going to happen. And of course, we're still there as coronavirus is still around. Moral wise, we had a lot of people that didn't want to come from the moral part, but this is a very personal thing. Even with the war and with everything, life goes on, and we all need to as well continue working on ourselves. And the most important thing is that we feel now comfortable of again taking on a group and going to a country that is not ours. So that's the reason.
By the way, I said it's possible. But of course, I totally understood Maria and Monica, and we also have some guests that do not want to travel, which is totally understandable. I'm not judging this. It's everyone's own decision, personal decision. Also, if you want to endure this atmosphere, this is a really personal decision, so I'm not judging anything. It's just that I also said in spring it's definitely possible because it's safe. But yes, we also had some cancellations from people that were not feeling comfortable.
Okay. I understand. Just quickly, because we also do events all over the world. So we had an event planned in Georgia as well with 46 people that we canceled then. It was scheduled in May. It was the wine region and Tiflis itself, which was very unfortunate. I still would not be comfortable to take these people over there because, so I was just wondering why you changed your minds, why I didn't. I would have come. I would have come in May. For me, it was okay, but it's also okay for me now. And then just one more question: when do you need to know by who's joining and not? What is the deadline for the booking?
At the moment, we still have a little bit of time, but by end of July, it would be nice to start planning. So then we have August, September, and then August, September, 2 months. But I have to tell you also that, we'll see. I mean, we're always flexible. As I said, we have 7 rooms. Once they're full, they're full. But we also understand if people are booking on short notice, which is something that in Dubai, I have to tell you, is very common. So we work always on.
We keep in mind who you are there, and of course, if you see we have 2 spaces left or 1 space left, we will let you know before anybody else joins. That's for sure.
Okay, great, cool. All right. Yeah, it would be lovely. I hope it works out for me.
Yes, we are really
nice.
looking forward to go back. And Ida, I'm seeing all these amazing videos and pictures of Tusheti, which is absolutely stunning, and all the horses, and I'm just like, Georgia sick. Go back.
Listen, unfortunately, I have to leave. I will let you know as soon as possible. And I hope I see many of the faces that are in here over there. And wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Kerstin.
Okay, bye.
We'll stay in touch. Bye. Are there any more questions from the other people? You can also put them in the chat. I'm now on my phone because earlier my computer crashed. I don't know why. Otherwise, we're always here. So Maria's right now in Spain. I will be traveling to Germany next week, but we're always available also for one-on-one Zoom calls if anybody wants to discuss, or you can always just send us any questions. We're always happy to clarify. Hala, it would be super cool to have you again with us. I didn't know you're thinking again for October, but of course, yeah, would be nice.
Is Lily gonna be there?
Yes, she has to be there. Yes, because she's coming with her mother.
She will. She signed up already.
Okay, good. We just wanted to say hi to everybody ahead of time and again clear any doubts that you may have. And if everything goes well, we are moving forward with it. We are really looking forward to it. So yeah, I can't wait.
Hi, Anna. Yes, we did speak a little bit in the beginning. So Hala was actually talking about her experience as a participant at the last time, and I think sharing quite nicely what it was about. And then we spoke a little bit about the program. I will, after this call, also share a recording. Then you can just maybe rewatch that beginning part. And there were a few other people also who missed the call today, who will be getting the recording. And then, as I said, we're always available to discuss a little bit further if anybody wants to know more details.
Yeah.
Good.
Perfect.
Corona, yeah, Corona is another thing. Yeah, there's always so many risks. Corona is increasing, I think, in Germany, also here in the UAE. Yeah, I will have to see about Germany. In the UAE, I can tell you we're seeing bigger numbers, but here we have a lot of vaccinated people. And from what I remember, also Georgia was extremely well organized when it came to Corona at the time. So I think that they have a good control of the situation. We will evaluate the situation. And of course, if it shouldn't happen, of course, if for whatever reason, it becomes impossible to do the trip, which at the moment I don't think so, we will always have to cancel. People will get refunds. You will not be left without money or money out of your pocket because of something that you cannot control. But at the moment, yeah, the way I see Corona happening, it still allows a lot of travel.
Yeah,
and the nice thing also, yeah.
I might add that at the moment there are no entry rules for Georgia anymore, so they were completely lifted. And the last time when you traveled, it was still, in my opinion, in the middle of the winter peak or the before winter peak rolling on. We had PCR testing on the meadow, just next to the horses. So it was always a question of ranging stuff. So you traveled all tested, when I correctly remember, and you were able to get tests in Georgia as well. It was just a matter of organization. And for the ones that were vaccinated or non-vaccinated, doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, and the beauty about this trip, and I think that's why we also, when we went the first time, Corona was also quite an issue. And it's so beautiful because we're just in that small group, and then we're far away and we don't get to meet any people. So it also feels very safe. The only thing is the travel, but at the moment travel is very open everywhere worldwide. There are not many restrictions. In Europe also it's very open. So I think it will stay like this, because also we don't see so much hospitalization anymore at the moment. So the people who are having Corona, a lot of people have been vaccinated now, and the symptoms are not as bad as they used to be 2 years ago. Yeah, but yeah, we'll keep an eye on everything. And that's why I said also, if people don't want to decide right away, but maybe decide in a month or 6 weeks, I also completely understand that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Any more questions? Otherwise, I think we can maybe end the recording for now. And I really look forward to being in touch with you. In terms of payments, what we would ask is that maybe by end of July, we get a little down payment of 20% just to confirm the seat. And then the rest amount, we can do that in September, just before we leave for the trip. I have the hotels already booked. When we reach there, it's Monday actually. So you might also, when you book the flights, look into the option of maybe spending the weekend before in Tbilisi already, the Saturday, Sunday, because it's such a beautiful city. There's so much to see. That's what I would do. And we can unfortunately not go earlier to the farm because the horses will not be there. They're just before traveling down from the mountains. That's where we're meeting on the Monday. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm very excited. I look very much forward, and I'm confident that we will go this time and that we will go there again and see the horses again. And yeah, for any questions, we will email you afterwards, and we remain also available on WhatsApp for any questions.
Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you, everybody, for taking the time. It was good to see you all.
Yes.
And we'll stay in touch.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.